Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be looking at Season 6 of The X-Files. So in Season 6, The X-Files are officially reopened following the events of the X-Files movie Fight the Future. However, Scully and Mulder are currently separated from the X-Files division of the FBI, and the Syndicate storyline is finally brought to a close. Season 6 is a very unique entry in the series, mainly due to its change of setting, and more specifically, its tone. Did these elements work in the show's favor? For most people, not so much. For me, however, they did, though I still have my issues with it and consider it to be inferior to the first 5 seasons. So let's get into it. So the first notable change in Season 6 is the change in setting. Whereas the first 5 seasons were shot in Canada, Season 6 was filmed in Los Angeles, resulting in a somewhat less gritty feel for the show. The other significant change is the tone. Whereas the first 5 seasons comprised of largely straightforward serious episodes, with the occasional comedic episode every once in a while, Season 6 comprises largely of episodes that were either comedic, romantic, or in some cases, both. And I was quite happy with the end result because at the end of the day, the Mythology episodes were left unaffected by this. The premiere episode, appropriately titled The Beginning, sees Scully and Mulder pursue a mysterious creature in the Arizona desert. However, they have to proceed with caution as their duties within the X-Files division have been taken over by 2 other characters. In SR-819, somebody wants Skinner dead, and it's up to Scully and Mulder to determine just who and why. And this sets up a storyline that will be paid off later on. And let's not forget the 2-parter, 2 fathers and 1 son. These 2 episodes are very significant not just for the season, but for the show's mythology in general, as we finally get some answers on just about everything. The alien colonization process, the Syndicate, pretty much everything. And just like Seasons 3 and 5, the Monster of the Week episodes more than make up for the lack of Mythology episodes. Drive sees Mulder getting trapped in a car with the deranged man played by none other than Bryan Cranston, who we all know as Walter White from Breaking Bad. Meanwhile, Scully races to determine if the man is suffering from a mental illness, and if Mulder may be the next target of a government virus. In Triangle, Mulder visits the Bermuda Triangle in search of a ship that went missing back in 1939. But in the process of finding it, he discovers that he, as well as several onboard passengers, including a few familiar faces, all end up going back in time. Dreamland and Dreamland 2 sees Mulder swapping bodies with Morris Fletcher, a government agent tasked with keeping information on Area 51 out of the press. Morris Fletcher was played by Michael McKean, who some people may recognize as Chuck from Better Call Saul, and as Perry White from Smallville. And yes, you heard that right, this episode is in fact a 2-parter. One that may not have any relevance to the show's mythology, despite being UFO themed, but is still worth a watch just for the entertainment value. How the Ghost Stole Christmas is a fun little haunted house episode if that's your thing. The Rain King is set in a small town plagued by drought, and Scully and Mulder pay the town a visit upon hearing of a man who is allegedly able to control the weather. At a price, of course. It's a smart little commentary on televangelism, and above all, it's just a fun, cheesy, feel-good episode. Monday, being one of the season's grittier episodes, is essentially a Groundhog Day scenario that centers on a bank robbery being committed over and over again. The Unnatural centers on an X-file dating back to 1947 that was investigated by Arthur Dales. Not the Arthur Dales from the Season 5 episode Travelers, but rather his brother of the same name. There he stumbles across Josh Exley, an African-American baseball player whom he forms a bond with. The episode was a great exploration into literary motifs, racism, alienation. It had a very emotional ending to it, and it was directed by David Duchovny himself. Now, as for the finale, while it may not be one of the show's best finales, it did a decent job in setting up a whole new direction for the show going forward. Now, as far as standalone episodes are concerned, there are a few duds in Season 6. The first one being Alpha, about a killer Asian dog. This episode is easily one of the worst in the history of The X-Files, mainly due to its lack of scares, its boring plot, Scully and Mulder's lack of enthusiasm, and the climax. Trevor is an episode about an escaped convict who can pass through solid conductive materials. This could have been a fantastic episode, however, it quickly devolved into a very formulaic territory, it never lived up to its full potential, and the fates of some characters were left unresolved. The other key issue I have with Season 6 is just the overall structure of it. You see, the Syndicate storyline ends up being resolved around the halfway mark, and then we're left with nothing but Monster of the Week episodes for the majority of the second half. So if your primary interest is in the mythology, the second half is going to test your patience, as you'll have to wait for the finale to find out what happens next. And it made me wish that there were either more than just 5 mythology episodes, or that the episodes themselves had been rearranged in some way. So yeah, those are my thoughts on Season 6 of The X-Files. Next time we're going to be looking at the third and final season of Millennium, so look forward to that very soon. Thank you all for watching, guys. Please be sure to like the video, share it, and subscribe. Ring the bell, take care, and I'll see you soon.